This is Snehashri,
And this is Piosta.
and welcome guys to Timi Talk, Ma Talk. ओए सुन न तैँले आज खाना खाइस् त
ए मजाले तैँले
मैले पनि मजाले खाएँ
ल अब सुरु गरौँ So this is our first episode ever. And we thought what better way to start off the first episode other than by talking about our relationship. So talking about our relationship, our first interaction ko kura garum because it was pretty cute, from what I remember. So when I was a kid, मैले चाहिँ from preschool नै भन्छ हैन nursery देखि class 2 सम्म चाहिँ I was studying in one school हैन त्यसपछि I had to change schools for convenience मान्छेहरुको लागि blah 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 and then it was the most daunting thing ever किनभने चाहिँ I was like a very shy kid and I was also fat and people wherever I would go people would like comment about my weight and stuff so I had just like one friend के पहिला स्कुलमा अनि that was enough for me हैन so it was like coming to a new environment was like a very scary thing के भनौं न एउटा बच्चाको लागि हैन अनि त्यसपछि I remember just standing in front of the नयाँ स्कुलको gate with my sister हैन she was holding my hand and I wanted to cry so bad के but then I had to be the bigger sister because she was my younger sister अनि so I held back my tears अनि त्यसपछि म गएँ भित्र क्लासरुम भित्र त्यसपछि I remember I had to introduce myself in front of the whole class I don't know how I introduced myself, but I did it. The most memorable thing भनौं न त्यो डे को चाहिँ in the middle of the day I had to pee really bad. अनि त्यसपछि जस्तो भए पनि मैले आफ्नो courage muster गरेर ma'am please can I go to the toilet भनेर उठेँ अनि त्यसपछि म्यामले ल जाऊ भने हैन अनि just to give you guys हुन्छ नि एउटा insight into what our school was like it was like this huge a mansion जस्तो थियो राणाको प्यालेस जस्तो थियो अनि there were no directions के like toilet कहाँ छ or like यो grade 1 हो यो grade 2 हो भने त्यस्तो केही पनि थिएन के but I was still ready to go out अनि त्यसपछि म जान लागेको थिएँ but then in the middle of the class एउटा केटी like a small petite girl she stands up and she's like ma'am very brave के म्याम हैन उलाई थाहा छैन होला कहाँ छ वाशरुम भनेर त्यही भएर म उलाई लग्छु ल म्याम भने उ उठी so very considerate ke bichara and त्यसपछि I was like shocked and it was also like the highlight of my day or my year ne bhanau na because I had no friends so that girl was Snehashi so that was our first interaction ever and it's still cute to me tara
but I have like no memory of this है तँलाई जति याद छ because obviously तेरो first day थियो
thank you
तर मलाई के चाहिँ याद छ भने त्यो पनि एकदम फेन्टली हैन द्याट मैले चाहिँ तँलाई त्यो लाइन अफ वाशरुम्सको अगाडि उभाएर ल व्यवस्था यु हेभ टु चुज तर यो चाहिँ राम्रो छ भनेर भनेको चाहिँ मलाई याद छ के सो त्यति हो मलाई
तर हैन मतलब जस्ट हाम्रो पर्सनालिटिज नि त्यति बेलादेखि नै डिफरेन्ट थियो के फेरि like Snehashi was this outgoing person and त्यसपछि she was ready to हुन्छ नि like help everyone I don't know if she was ready to help everyone but I don't know but मेरो लागि चाहिँ she was very considerate अनि हुन्छ नि that was like a wow factor for me कि like wow this person is so cool and kind खालको थियो कि मेरो लागि चाहिँ त्यो but basically हामी चाहिँ एकदमै opposites थियो back then with you being an extrovert and friends with everyone and त्यसपछि so there's this story of you being the extrovert so हाम्रो स्कुलमा चाहिँ के हुन्थ्यो भन्दाखेरि जसको पनि बर्थडेज हुन्थ्यो नि उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ they would go out of the classroom giving chocolates to everybody के एउटा certain classमा they would be like ma'am please can I use this class to go buying the chocolates and त्यसपछि they could take 1+1 with them and usually the +1 would be their best friend or their closest friend and we had about like 25 girls होला हाम्रो classroom चाहिँ and girls would take the girls boys would take the boys
so true
so guess who the girls would take as their +1 on their birthdays every single time Snehashi had like 25 best friends back then कसम
it's just a different perspective है किनभने मेरो साइडबाट चाहिँ I used to bribe every single one of them के like म मेरो बर्थडेमा तिमीलाई लग्छु त्यही भएर प्लिज तिमी मलाई लग That's why they took me.
होइन but like होइन त्यसको लागि पनि करेज चाहिएन त त्यसको लागि पनि यु ह्याड टु बी एन एक्सट्रोभर्ट नि त टु बी लाइक यो त यस्तो गर म पनि त तेरोलाई यस्तो गर्छु भनेर के बुझिस्
झुटै बोले
ममा
पनि
त्यस्तो केही पनि करेज थिएन सो त्यही we were like totally different people back then भनौँ न
we were with time I think अहिले चाहिँ we found common grounds भनौँ न हाम्रो कति कुरामा पर्सपेक्टिभ्स मिल्छ and it's an easy friendship अहिले त
like we are concerned about the same issues अनि त्यसपछि we don't like the same kinds of stuff भनौँ न so त्यो common कुराहरूले गर्दा पनि the friendship is easy but then at the same time common interests नभए पनि friendshipsहरू भइहाल्छ obviously हैन
and like हामी बच्चा हुँदाखेरि पनि त कहाँ अब तेरो र मेरो सबै कुरा मिल्थ्यो होला या मेरो र कसैको सबै कुरा त मिल्दैन थियो होला but even just to fit in के
yes exactly बच्चा हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ there was this huge pressure of fitting in के when we were kids we didn't get to choose the friends we'd make के बुझिस् नि because it was like we were all in a herd अनि त्यसपछि we were just trying to fit in like जसले अब कसैले के cool कुरा गर्यो or like seniors-हरुलाई हेर्यौं रे हामीले हैन के कुरा cool लाग्यो भने हामीले त्यो adopt गर्न खोज्यो अनि त्यसरी नै friendship groups-हरु त्यसरी नै circles-हरु बन्यो के हामी बच्चा हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ so there were no common grounds
oh that is so true मेरो आवाज छ
छ मन
के रे what I was saying is just like तैले यो pressure of fitting in को कुरा गरे जस्तै I त never changed schools हैन म त बच्चैदेखि क्लास 10 सम्म हाम्रो स्कुलमै पढेको हैन तर मेरो younger sister चाहिँ she changed schools in grade 5 के so almost तेरै age भनौं न when you changed schools
yes
and she met a girl in the class just like you met me but the story is completely different हैन so she was like ल I think मैले एउटा साथी बनाए खालको भयो कि उसलाई मेरो बहिनीलाई and then next day when she was about to go to school she asked my mom for rupees 10 के 10 रुपैयाँ अनि obviously अब rupees 10 not a big deal जस्तो भयो नि त so my mom didn't ask questions and she just gave the money हैन अनि ल भयो अनि next day चाहिँ my sister asked for 20 rupees के अनि त्यो बेलासम्म पनि हामीले केही सोचेको छैन के we're just like 20 रुपैयाँ त हो so we gave 20 रुपैयाँ पनि हैन अनि त्यस्तै गर्दा गर्दै it went on to like becoming rupees 100 के so अब चाहिँ we're like where is this money going हैन
something's wrong
something's wrong अनि so like my mom didn't ask anything or I don't remember हैन मैले चाहिँ सोधे थिए that के भयो why taking so much money to school भनेर अनि what she said is so they had this big slime thing happening हैन so 10 रुपैयाँ दियो भने चाहिँ 1 घण्टालाई स्लाइम पाउने हो कि 1 दिनलाई स्लाइम एक्सचेन्ज गर्ने हो कि त्यस्तै के उनीहरुको स्टोरी
स्लाइम खेल्ने स्लाइम
खेल्ने स्लाइम and then one day my sister comes home and says like मेरो so and so friend को बर्थडे छ भोलि so I have to take some gift भन्ने हैन अनि के गिफ्ट लग्ने भन्दा चाहिँ स्लाइम लग्ने भनि के हामीले चाहिँ साच्चै जेन्युइनली कसैको बर्थडे हो भनेर स्लाइमै पठायो कि गिफ्ट बिकज दिस वाज अ फ्यान्सियर स्कुल पनि के सो अब फ्यान्सियर स्कुलमा त अभियसली लाइक गिफ्ट दिने एन्ड एभ्रिथिङ इज अलाउड नि अनि पछि वान डे शी केम होम क्राइङ एन्ड शी वाज लाइक म स्कुल जादिन एन्ड एभ्रिथिङ अनि टर्न्स आउट त्यही केटी चाहिँ वाज लाइक उसको बर्थडे चाहिँ थिएन बट शी वान्टेड द स्लाइम सो शी मेड माई सिस्टर ब्रिङ द स्लाइम के
so she your sister was buying slimes from the girl
she was buying slimes initially and पछि she was gifting slimes.
Oh wow. So like you had a very clear power play going on.
So I think she also felt like the pressure to fit in हुन्छ नि एउटा साथी त बनेको छ अब यही स्लाइम कै कुरामा I will also fit in भनेर and I think that's why she did that के which is so sad के
Exactly like जस्तो कि म पनि अब बच्चा हुँदाखेरि like I mentioned I was overweight and people would just whisper behind my back and so for me as I grew up and then as people like were started to becoming my friends but I felt like maybe I should adopt a different persona just to make sure that I will fit in okay like you're losing your sense of individuality but then there's another sense of satisfaction that okay at least I have friends okay but at the same time as you grow up first मा त तिमीलाई त satisfying लाग्छ होला that you have friends तिम्रो cool साथीहरु छ तिमी cool भयो but then as you grow up I think you start realizing that म को हो त which is like you start questioning yourself Because के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि like when you start doing things that you don't want to do or you start becoming someone that you don't want to be, that's what you will start resenting the people around you के बुझिस अनि त्यो blame game आउँछ कि फेरि यसले गर्दा यस्तो भयो यसले गर्दा यस्तो भयो. So yeah, it's a very difficult time. I think त्यस्तो जब you have to be someone you don't want to be खालको के just to fit in. पछि चाहिँ त्यो गाह्रै हुन्छ.
तर like त्यो बेला when you had to like fit in नि त्यो बेला you couldn't dare to be different, okay? Because if you were different, there was so much judgment, ni.
Exactly. Like, you were either the freak or like, huncha ni, yo ta ekal kaate rahecha, or like, yeah, obviously, like, there was so much judgment. Like, even like, hamre school ko example दिँदाखेरि पनि, we used to wear skirts. We used to wear these wrap-up skirts, right? And the skirts couldn't be too long. Otherwise, you'd be like, eh, yo ta paatla rahecha भनेर भन्थ्यो. Or like short भए पनि, आमे यसले के आफ्नो गोडा देखाउन खोजेको खालको हुन्छ के judgment. एउटा funny example चाहिँ तर याद छ कि छैन, but then back then there was this rap battle खालको Raw Barz भन्ने के तर याद छ. And all the cool kids had to know what Raw Barz was. And सबै त्यो सबै बार्सहरु थाहा हुनुपर्छ कि हामीलाई है, सबै र्यापहरु थाहा हुनुपर्छ कि, verses everything. Like ए युनिक पोएटले त यस्तो यस्तो भएको थियो हिजो. I don't know if that is Raw Barz को उले त सबै थाहा हुनुपर्छ कि. So there was this pressure of अब घर गएर आज सुन्नु पर्यो के हो Raw Barz भनेको. That's just like a funny example. But obviously there are more serious stuffs too.
किनभने हो because like मेरो घरमा इन्टरनेट थिएन के. अनि अब म कहाँबाट Raw Barz सुन्नु हैन? So म घर आएर Raw Barz सुन्न मिल्दैन थियो. अनि next day when I came, I just pretended to know के बुझिस? मलाई कहिले आउँदैन थियो के केही पनि.
Unique poet, my favorite.
Who is that? I don't know who that is. I'm like, oh, Theo.
I don't know either. I don't think we're supposed to like unique poet either. But anyways, I know we don't want to create it. Like,
we don't know. We're sorry.
But yes, too much judgment. What's on the heady?
I think I don't know where I'm going with this. The pressure of fitting in. I have a story. Na, it's Mero's bareमा हो. So we had a common friend, obviously, in the same school. So our classmate ko चाहिँ गुन्यो चोलोको party थियो के. Big deal हैन त्यो बेला. अनि we were still very young. We were like 6 or 7 मा होला. अनि त्यो बेला चाहिँ एकदम the black face के, black dress, black nail polish, black shoes. जे पनि black हुनुपर्ने वाला थियो नि त.
Oh right. And there was this huge thing around dresses पनि है, like सबै dress गर्नु पर्छ.
Right. Black craziness को बेला there was this party. Ani, I was invited, so were you, na? But key problem थियो भने I didn't have a black dress, के? And everyone else did. I know, okay? Because everyone had decided that black dress लाउने भनेर. And I was like, oh, हामी लाउने तर मसँग छैन के black dress.
Oh shit.
And I was like, guys, लाउँछु भनेर हैन. And I was like so panicked because मसँग त black dress छैन. So what I did was त्यो त थाहा छ like knee length को slacks जस्तो हुन्छ के एउटा leggings हो कि something it's called हैन. And that was not cool के? त्यो बेला हाम्रोलाई it was not cool हैन. But I had nothing.
Leggings were not cool, right? I remember those leggings were not cool.
I was wearing a pink dress, so that I cannot wear pink neither. So I had to wear black and मैले के गरे भने त्यो leggings र एउटा घर बस्ने टी-शर्ट लाएर त्यो गुन्योचोलो पार्टीमा गएको के. I was so embarrassed है. तिमीलाई थाहा छ पनि छैन होला के like मलाई त्यस्तो feel भइराछ भनेर. So बुझिस like it was real के. The pressure of fitting in was very very real because I was scared to wear a pink dress के.
Exactly. You could just wear a pink dress but a fairy the people would probably talk about it. Thinking they know everything better than everyone else. Especially the pink dress. If I know, कसैले यस्तो pressure feel भइराछ भने just wear the pink dress, man. Just wear it.
You'll be the cooler one, Kas.
त्यही भएर please 12-year-old Sneshi don't feel bad. मलाई त याद पनि छैन तैले घर बस्ने black dress लगाएको भनेर. म पनि त्यस्तो गर्थेँ खास बच्चा हुँदाखेरि. When we had to go to parties, especially if it was winter, you could just wear an overcoat on your.
Oh, I remember you always wearing overcoats के. त्यो चाहिँ मलाई एकदम vividly याद छ तेरो बारेमा.
To hide the fact that I was wearing God clothes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like when you're a kid, नै थियो नि त हाम्रो world हैन. Good dresses, यताउति हुन्थ्यो. But as you grow up, you realize that none of that matters. You have so much more to think about. You have so much more to learn. हुन्छ नि. The high school ko stories, it's a story for another day, भनौँ न. As let's just focus on friendships. But yeah, so just we also talked about us having to lose our sense of individuality. And sometimes we may get out of it, I know. We may get out of this situations like as you grow up and then you realize like, you're mental health ko लागि ठीक छैन भनेर तिमीले realize गरेपछि चाहिँ you may choose to back away from this situations, होइन? But then it's not the same for everyone, के बुझिस? कोही मान्छेहरूलाई चाहिँ अब युनिसम्म पनि maybe they get pushed or they get pulled into friendship groups that require them to be a certain way, के बुझिस? Then that really affects your mental health जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ, because किनभने you can't be yourself नि त, अनि त कोसँग चाहिँ गएर कुन चाहिँ साथीसँग गएर हुन्छ नि authentic हुने, के बुझिस? कुन चाहिँ साथीका गएर चाहिँ नाइ मलाई पिङ्क ड्रेस लगाउनु मन छ भनेर भन्ने के बुझिस? So at the end of the day चाहिँ I think the responsibility भनौँ न हामीमा पनि आउँछ, whether you choose to back away from these situations or whether you're like, no, I'm better off being someone else and having a big group of friends or something.
So like it's always so difficult to walk away from these two situations, yeah, but like shout out to Simran Diju, होइन? Just to give you guys context, Simran Diju चाहिँ बियस्ता र मेरो दुवैजनाको ट्युसन टिचर.
Simran Diju, I love you.
अनि so त्यो बेला चाहिँ I think I was going through something like this, होइन, in grade 9 or 10. अनि Simran Diju was like एक दिन अचानक I was a little sad and she was like I could not share. So she just like said this, okay, you add people to add value to your life, होइन? To add happiness, positivity. केही त value add गरोस् न तिमीहरूको लाइफमा, because even without that person your life is already fine, होइन? ठिक छ त, but you're adding them so that you can add something good, होइन? But if उनीहरूले तिमीलाई त्यो sense of happiness नै दिइरहेको छैन भने why are you wasting that energy? के खालको त्यस्तै केही कुरा गरिसकेको थियो कि त्यो बेला. I was like mind blown, के बुझिस? For like a 13-14-year-old girl to be like the sense of happiness. I was like mind blown.
तैँले भनेको जस्तो like 13-14-year-old को लागि एकदम mind blowing थियो, because हामी बच्चा हुँदाखेरि I don't think we could ever think like, oh, let's cut off this person from our life. I mean त्यस्तो पनि थियो, but that is फेरि अर्को कुरा. But I mean हुन्छ नि like friends हाम्रो लागि पुरै लाइफ नै थियो के. I don't think हामीले आफ्नो ह्याप्पिनेसको बारेमा पनि सोच्थ्यौँ as kids.
थिएन
त्यही त यस्तो खालको प्रिचिङ पाउनु एकदमै ठुलो कुरा नै हो for a 13-year-old.
है. You and I went through like class 3 together and त्यसपछि most of our teenage हामी सँगै थियो, होइन? So all of that happened. So अनि grade 10 मा के भयो त त्यसपछि?
So
your laugh.
This is the heavy part.
Like the nervous laughter.
Nervous laughter. Here we go. So yeah, talking about walking away, backing away from things. This is directly related to that. So after grade 10 चाहिँ we went our separate ways. Like कोही A levels पढ्न गयो अर्कै स्कुलमा, कोही +2 पढ्न गयो, होइन? We were like 5 close friends, and then none of us joined the same that same high school भनौँ न, which is really funny, but still. So when we left हाम्रो school नि, even like when it was time for us to leave the school, I was having sort of like a crisis with myself. I think I was having identity crisis जस्तै भइरहेको थियो कि मलाई चाहिँ. Like what do I really stand for त? मैले यत्रो केही त गरिसकेँ high school मा, but I am so not satisfied with who I was or how I portrayed myself. म त्यो मान्छे नै होइन जस्तो लाग्थ्यो कि मलाई, बुझिस? And I think I just needed a break from everything. And obviously there are more things to that. It's not just that. तर जोस् कि the sense of not being yourself, I think hit me, के बुझिस? Hit me really hard. So I distanced myself from everybody. I didn't talk to anyone. It was like I just said goodbye, that I didn't even say goodbye. That's the thing. I just disappeared from everybody's life. So yeah, it was difficult for me, but then it must have been difficult for you too, because we were
inseparable.
We were inseparable.
Because मलाई थाहा थिएन नि त, like तेरोमा के भइरहेछ या तेरो लाइफमा what you're thinking भनेर. I had no idea. So what I was expecting was 10 पछि हामी different colleges गए पनि we would still be the best of friends नै थियो के मेरो expectation चाहिँ. So I had like several breakdowns के बुझिस in grade 11 because I missed you. I had other friends, होइन, but I still like तेरो space चाहिँ हल्का vacant भएकोले गर्दाखेरि I really missed you. अनि it was difficult because I could not understand why you're doing it, why you're separating from us भनेर. I was very confused.
Yes.
अनि त्यही भएर I was sad, होइन, but it was never like तर म फेरि like बीचमा कहिले काहीँ बोल्दाखेरि it was never like a cold vibe, हुन्छ नि. We were always fine, we were friends.
No. Yeah, like I guess in my heart I always knew कि things wouldn't be too bad between us, किनभने like one day you just hit me up. यति बेला चाहिँ मलाई एउटा epiphany भयो कि like Sneshi is हुन्छ नि somebody I don't want to lose in my life खालको के you just hit me up and you were like it was a casual conversation तर you were like तँलाई के भइराछ तैँले मलाई फेरि यस्तै गरिस् भने म तँसँग कहिले पनि कुरा गर्दिन तैँले मलाई भनेको you were scolding me but at the same time you were letting me know that you were there for me अनि I think that was when I had like an epiphany and I was like Cha, I shouldn't. Just because I'm having a crisis with myself doesn't mean that I should lose the valuable people in my life. Okay, Bujis? Because it's really difficult to find people who care for you like truly. Okay, Bujis? And somebody scolds you and when they're like, "Ke bhayo tanlai?" When they scold you, you know okay, they're the real G. Oh my god, I'm sorry. That was still like you know they're the ones you need in your life.
Hola. Because I was very frustrated with UK at that point. So I was like, this is too much, eh? And that particular day, so I came back home at like 4 or 5 and I had to take a shower, okay? And it was winter. So about dark on you. Crisis, right? Dark on you, no, pani chiso cha, afterlife problems were as an like, and I was very sad because I was really missing you that day, okay? So I was like in between a mental breakdown, but I also have to take a shower and I also have to do my homework. So like a million things going in my head, And I called up a friend, and he was like, "What is this, ke? Ki the contactor, ki the cutter off panyo." And I was like, "Oh, ta thiko kura." And then I called you, ke? And I was mad at you also, but I was concerned also. So tesari we reconnected.
Yeah, we reconnected. We did. Even though we weren't in each other's lives for so long, it wasn't like we were strangers, okay? You know? But that does not mean that distancing yourself from people who love you is okay, though.
Yes, true. Tara Sera Mero reconnecting was fine, was easy. It was not like garo thenanta. We were friends. It was never like, oh my god, I'm face ati. But for some people, after you like distance yourself, it's difficult to like reconnect me.
Yeah. Especially like if you've distanced yourself from people who don't fulfill your happiness, or like fulfill the needs that you have from a friendship or like any kind of relationship. It doesn't even have to be a friendship. It could be like families between partners, anything.
Oh. So some people say distance themselves because the other person just feels toxic needed to them. And in saying so, I don't mean that to toxic ho,
Yeah.
So like I think I have a story related to a toxic friend, I was in high school.
Oh shit.
I was also still making friends. I already had some friends, So I'm giving this example and that person is no longer close to me. So if anyone who's close to me is listening, it's not you.
Disclaimer.
So there was this person, I think he didn't have many friends, okay? So we became friends, we connected, he always came to me and like after sabai problems share garni huncha ni, because maybe he had no one, so he came to me and talked about everything and I was fine with it, okay? Because it's okay, I have to listen to like what they want to say, I would want that. So ma sunthe, but whenever like mero turn out like if I want to say something, त्यो चाहिँ नसुन्ने के अनि मैले भन्न थाल्ने बित्तिकै it again went back to his story and another story के त्यहाँबाट.
So like you would share your story and they just nod their head and they're like, "Ani malai यस्तो भयो." Oh, so like no input.
No input.
Advice.
सुनेको जस्तो पनि नगर्ने.
Oh, so they're not even nodding their head.
No. Like पनि छैन.
Oh.
त्यो उसको सबै कुरा सुनेपछि I always felt like so drained emotionally. I was like, oh my god, अब म कहाँ जाऊँ हैन यो सबै पोख्न. Like so I was drained, but I'm not saying उसको mistake हो that I was drained, हैन. But मेरो लागि चाहिँ त्यो हल्का toxic trait थियो के उसको. Drainy थियो.
Yeah. Draining न भन्न. Right. अनि so this could have like two perspectives पनि के फेरि. हैन. So उसको side बाट के perspective होला, तेरो side बाट के perspective होला, हैन. But from when I'm listening to you, I feel like that person might be like a bit self-centered or they might just not have a good attention span or anything, let's not hold it against them. But then so like they might not be a toxic person or like they might not realize that that's a toxic trait, somebody or affecting somebody else. तेरो लागि चाहिँ त्यो toxic हुन सक्छ के. अनि यस्तो situations-मा चाहिँ I don't think somebody has to feel bad about distancing themselves. I mean, how you handle it is up to you. Like, do you want to give somebody an explanation and be like, let's go back a little bit, or
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on how you take care of the situation.
हो त्यही हो खास त्यस्तो लाइक आई थिङ्क त्यही मात्र हो एउटा होइन मेरो चाहिँ टक्सिक फ्रेन्ड एन्काउन्टर भएको बिचरा उसलाई मैले टक्सिक फ्रेन्ड भन्न खोजेको त होइन होइन तर लाइक मेरो लागि चाहिँ हल्का टक्सिक थियो भन्न खोजेको
So you did you eventually? Oh, right. You said you eventually distance yourself from that person, which is fine. Like, आफ्नो mental health पनि एउटा priority नै हुनुपर्छ. Obviously, like being selfless is great and everything. That's good. But come on, like if you are not mentally sound, selfless हुने energy नै कहाँबाट आउँछ त, हैन? So it's fine.
हो तैँले भनेको ठिकको कुरा.
Like everybody has probably felt that toxicity from somebody, हैन? Toxic नै नभने पनि like it could be a heavy word, हैन? But obviously like everybody has felt त्यो like I don't like this trait यो मान्छेको अनि यो ट्रेटले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ मलाई एकदमै गाह्रो भइराको छ भन्ने सबैले फिल भएको छ होला हैन at one point in their life. मलाई चाहिँ युनिमा when I was in uni not because of my close friends, I know, but like Unimate, it's almost like you have to be friends with a lot of people because you need notes, you need like past papers, you need a lot of friends for a lot of things, like maybe for a car or something. And
for a car, yes.
For a car, yes, for a car. Please, I feel this on a spiritual level, okay, for a car, say. But anyways, so if my friends from uni are listening to this, please, like, I don't just love your car, I love you too. But what I mean is, like, there are people you need to then keep close to you for a lot of things.
So they're friends of utility.
Friends of utility. That sounds very selfish. That sounds very selfish. But I think it goes both ways, though, right? You can't just be friends with someone who gives you notes and you give them nothing. No.
Oh.
So there are those friends.
You give them nothing.
I give them. I give them. What I mean is that फेरि त्यो friends of utility हरुमा पनि हुन सक्छ कि a lot of traits मेरो लागि toxic traits भनौं न मेरो केसमा चाहिँ त्यस्तो हो my friends of utility have a lot of toxic traits but sometimes I just have to हुन्छ नि I just have to ignore it sometimes that is when I feel bad
but
I'm like am I doing my morals wrong by being friends with this person so like different ends of life ma you have to be friends with a lot of different people different kinds of people अनि युनिमा भएर चाहिँ I think I feel more grateful for the people that I have here if you don't have something bad in your life you can't cherish the good right
oh that is very very true ending it on a positive note हैन त good friends पाउन is गाह्रो is very very गाह्रो है so like keep your friends close है यही तिम्रो कोही छ that you've not talked to but they're a good friend भने go back talk to them it's fine हैन they'll not be like किन त मसँग बोल्न आइस बल्ल भनेर
don't be afraid to reconnect because we reconnected and now we're hosting a podcast together so that's great you might never know what you'll get from it like even the other person might be thinking of you but they might be afraid so like yeah if there's somebody you miss you really want to talk to just be like oh what's up ke garra
and that'll be a beautiful story that you could share with us
oh yes talking about sharing your stories with us you can contact us or you can add us on Instagram actually at Timi Talk Matalk TIMITALKMATALK without any spaces, without any caps lock, just Timi Talk Matalk on Instagram. And you'll find our email address in the bio. And you can totally send us emails or whatever. Like you can ask us questions. You can share us your stories. Every story you share makes a little bit of change. Please remember that. So if you want somebody to hear you out or anything at all, it's a safe space. Please don't be afraid. So Sneshi, anything you want to add?
Yes. So हामी बच्चामा जति mean भए पनि जस्तो मान्छे भए पनि we've evolved as people हैन so बच्चा हुँदा चाहिँ हामी अलिकति you can't sit with us खालको vibes दिए पनि अहिले चाहिँ you can definitely sit with us है so त्यही हो
bye भन्नु 1 2 3
bye guys woohoo
we love you yay